Sonic, the heart of your system.
What's up everybody, Andy here and welcome to Kit Guru. So today we're checking out Razer's latest microphone, the Seiren Emote. Now this is retailing in the UK for $169.99. So what is it? Well, it's possibly the most random and hilarious microphone ever made, and you'll see why very soon. It's a USB microphone designed specifically for streamers, and there is an 8-bit LED display sort of behind the grille in front of the capsule that is designed to display emotes. So because this is designed for streaming, it's so that your viewers can see them and actually engage with them. So this is powered by Razer's Emote engine software for over 100 animated and static emotes. So the idea is to link this software with your streaming software or account, and follows, subs, bits and more can trigger these emotes for all to see. So the aim is to make your stream more immersive and encourage audience engagement to potentially grow your channel. That's what Razer's hoping for. So let's dive down and check out what's in the box. Well, here we've got a very nice presentation as always from Razer. You've got the Seiren Emote microphone itself. Next to that we have the base. You've got two different mount extensions. So you've got a short one and also a gooseneck extender. And finally you've got the braided USB lead. Design wise, you can find the mute button on the front, the volume knob just above that one. On the base you've got a headphone jack along with the micro USB port. The microphone itself is very lightweight and it's entirely made from plastic. So it's got a mainly matte finish here, but it does have gloss accents around the middle, the top, the base and the volume control knob, just to set it off a little bit. Now one thing to note on the base here, that Razer uses a very large thread size, so you may require an adapter if you're somebody that likes to attach microphones to boom arms. Now some boom arms do have this adapter, however some of them do not, so something to consider. Now the stand itself is a solid metal, it's very heavy and it features a foam base to try and minimize vibrations, but personally I'd always stick it on a boom arm just to really completely isolate it. Overall you've got good machining quality on all of the threads, but there is a disadvantage here as the threading on the microphone itself is actually plastic, and this will wear over time because you're putting metal threads into plastic threading. That's not good. So try not to remove this from the stand or your boom arm very often, because it will just ruin it over time. So overall the build quality here is excellent, but my only gripe is the fact that they didn't put in a metal thread. Let's have a look at the microphone's specifications. So straight away, this is a hypercardioid condenser microphone. So this means that it's trying to pick up exactly what's in front of it whilst trying to minimize what's around it. However, this is a condenser microphone, so they're very sensitive compared to dynamic microphones, so you will get keyboard noise and other noises around you. There is a built-in shock mount around the capsule, which I found very interesting because this is actually inside the microphone housing. USB power is required and the consumption is 5 volts at 500 milliamps. We have a sample rate of 44.1 kilohertz to a maximum of 48 kilohertz. We have a recording bit rate of 16 with a frequency response of 100 hertz to 20,000 hertz. So headphone amplifier specifications, we've got an impedance that is greater than or equal to 16 ohms, a frequency response from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. The RGB LED display is an 8x8 RGB LED matrix, and system requirements is Windows 7, 8 or 10. Which leads me on to software. So Razer have created the Streamer Companion app. So make sure to download the latest version from Razer's website. And if you've already got it, then check for updates. Once opened, you'll be greeted with a splash screen asking you to enter your account details for either Twitch itself or for Streamlabs OBS. Now the alerts tab here lets you enable/disable triggered events for follows, subs, gifted subs, cheers/bits, however you want to call them, chat messages, hosts, raids, and also a static or movable background setting for the LEDs. Within these tabs you can choose your effects and emotes for specific events. You can choose the duration of each played event. You can also add other compatible devices which you can sync up. On each tab you can also run the test function so you can see what it looks like and see what your viewers are going to be seeing. The editor tab lets you create your own 8-bit graphics, or you can even import a GIF file, so there's lots of fun to be had here. Overall, this is a super easy software to navigate and to configure, and I think there's plenty enough options for you to have a good old play around with and get it just where you want it. So right now I'm going to give you a microphone test whilst displaying some of the emote options and how they actually appear on the microphone. So let's switch over to that and you can see what you think. This is an audio test for the Razer Seiren Emote microphone. So I've got the microphone on the extended bass stand here, so it's pretty much at the right level for being angled towards my mouth. I've got it slightly angled, maybe at about 30 degrees or so, and I'm about 5 to 6 inches away from the microphone as well, which is pretty much optimal when using microphones. So you may notice you can hear some slight room noise as well as PC fans, because I have two computers on either side of me that are running. This is a condenser microphone, so no matter what the pickup pattern is, it's still very sensitive and it will still pick up room noise to some extent. So unlike a dynamic microphone that really cuts out anything that's around it, so it really focuses on what's right in front of it, this will still pick up around. However, it does have a hypercardioid pickup pattern, so that really tries to minimize the frequencies being picked up around it. So it is trying to direct, the frequencies from your voice rather than everything else. But I will be quiet just for a few seconds so that you can hear the room noise. And I'm also going to just quickly speak with a few gaps in between my words, so you can see if this room tone or room noise really affects the quality of the recording. So I can assure you here, whilst I'm recording, and as well when this is being edited into the final review, there will be no effects on the actual audio itself. So I will leave this completely dry as it is plugged straight into the computer via USB, and there's no sound settings that have been set on there like compression or EQing or anything like that. This is just purely straight into the computer and being recorded. I may boost the audio slightly if it's a little bit quiet, but all I'm going to do there is just literally raise the volume up. I'm not going to compress or anything like that. Now, one thing that does interest me is the fact that there's a built-in shock mount around the capsule. So I'm just going to test this by tapping on the desk around it, because it is on the standard bass stand. I do not have this on a boom arm. So if I tap around the sort of stand there, it should minimize some of that noise. So this is a light tap. And this is a fairly hard tap. So we can see how much that gets affected by that. Now, finally, because I've got this situated right in front of my keyboard, as if I was actually streaming, I'm going to do a very quick keyboard test here for you. So that's a quick keyboard test. It is a mechanical keyboard with red switches. So this has been the audio test for the Razer Seiren Emote, and let's go back up top. So what did you guys think of the tests just there, of the visuals and the audio? Let us know down in the comments. Now for me personally, I think the effects and emotes look great. They really look good on camera and also in person. But for the recording, it was just straight into the computer, but I think the quality was excellent. I wasn't expecting how well-rounded it would actually sound. It wasn't too tinny, there wasn't too many highs there, and I think the bass and mids came through in my voice actually really well. But I did notice some slight plosive issues, but nothing major. You could always put a small pop filter in front of it, since the LEDs are actually on the back of the microphone for the viewers to see. Now the room and fan noise wasn't overly distracting, but you could notice it was there. With a bass quality as good as this, you could definitely tweak the EQ, compression, noise gates and other settings to make this microphone actually have a really excellent sound. Now sadly there are no EQ or sound settings that can be adjusted by Razer Synapse or Razer's companion app, so I would have liked to have seen this, but OBS do have many audio filters that do the same thing, so if that's something you want to tweak with, you can do that via your broadcasting software. So my thoughts and the conclusion. Well, overall the Razer Emote is tons of fun and it has huge customization options. I think the audio quality is actually very, very good and it has the potential to be excellent with a few minor tweaks. I originally thought that the shock mount included was actually just the base of the stand, but actually it's around the capsule itself to reduce noise. Now this is excellent, however I would put it on a boom arm to get better results. As much as I really enjoy the Seiren Emote, my biggest concern is the price point. So this is essentially just the Razer Seiren X, which retails for $99.99, with an added 8-bit screen, which bumps the price up to $169.99. That's a 70% increase, which is certainly no joke. But if you are a bit of a jokester, then this price may be worth the added fun that you and your viewers may actually have. However, if you're on a budget, then maybe just focus on getting the best audio quality you can and investing the savings here elsewhere in your streaming setup. So let's go through the pros and the cons. Pros wise, it's one of a kind. There's no other microphone like this. It's got an 8-bit LED display which actually looks really good. It will engage with your viewers and potentially grow your following. It's got a great build quality. The companion app is very easy to navigate and configure. However, there is a few cons. So the cons are that it's expensive. The specific thread size may not be compatible out of the box with certain boom arms. It's got plastic threading on the bottom of the microphone which will deteriorate the more that you use it. There's no EQ or sound settings via either of the Razer apps for it. However, like I said, this isn't a massive con. For me personally, the biggest issue is the price point, but for what it is, this is actually brilliant. And if you're not worried about the price, then you're gonna have tons of fun with the Razer Seiren Emote. And I actually really enjoyed testing this one because it was a bit silly, but it was also quite cool. So that was my opinions on the Razer Seiren Emote. So if you've liked this video, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring the bell. If you'd like to check out our merchandise, you can do so down below. And don't forget to check us out on Twitter and our website daily for more tech news. So I've been Addy, this is Kit Guru. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.